This is a Fox News alert. President Trump looking to cool tensions as the standoff between North Korea and the United States comes to a head. Pyongyang threatening war, even the possibility of a cyber attack that could wipe out or a missile attack that could wipe out our electrical grid if we don't back down. Here to react is David Bellavia, U.S. Army veteran, Silver Star recipient, and author of House to House. David, thank you very much for joining us this morning. So first of all, take us inside this regime just for a second. The nature of what Kim Jong-un has surrounded himself with and what they're threatening the United States with.
Well, thanks, Pete. I appreciate it. You know, this is a leader who's a very paranoid guy. Majority of his population starving. He's importing French cheese. You know, eats so much of it he has trouble walking. I mean, this is an unstable man. It's an unstable regime. And they have been able, for 3 presidents now, to use the diplomacy and leverage of essentially having the threat of an ICBM and getting what they want. We have a president in Donald Trump who acknowledges that that's no longer going to be acceptable. And, you know, when we talk about an ICBM blowing up, you know, for years and years, the Americans saw North Koreans' missile technology. And in the 60s, we didn't even want to talk about this phenomenon of electromagnetic pulse because we were afraid that we would expose our vulnerabilities of our electric grid to the Soviets. Now, fast forward to the present time, you look at these videos of some of these nations that are testing their solid fuel rockets, and they blow up in the sky. And sometimes people think that those are failed launches because they're not able to get into the stratosphere. Mm-hmm. The reality is they're actually practicing like they did in 2013 for an EMP blast in the atmosphere to take out the American power grid.
So, David, some people are saying, hey, this is just on the Korean Peninsula. Why do we care? Why should an American care? Tell us why an American today, besides allies in the region, which we care about, why should they care about whether North Korea has nuclear capabilities and the ability to deliver it?
Well, one of the biggest problems with North Korea is that they don't have a lot of money and they don't have a lot of partners in the world outside of China. So when you develop technology, that is going to go to the ISIS eBay as soon as it's out there and they can get some money for it. The other problem is a couple of years back, President Obama allowed North Korea to put a space satellite into orbit. I don't know what technology they have that they need to have it beamed down to Pyongyang, but the reality is that a real satellite? There's a lot of threat and a lot of speculation out there that that could be something other than a satellite. It could have a device on it. It could just be a bowling ball meant to knock out our satellites. So this is a regime that's unstable. They're dangerous, but they're also desperate, and their back is against the wall. And it's great to have a president that could stare them down in the eyes and say, you know what, your behavior is unacceptable and it won't be tolerated anymore. Well,
brinksmanship indeed, but it's dangerous. We've seen before in history what happens when we don't take seriously the words of a leader when they say they want to strike us. David Bellavia, thanks for your expertise this morning. Really appreciate it.